So for the existence of this video, you may thank my Patreons. So this channel, of course, is about reviewing spirits that otherwise kind of wouldn't get any airtime. You know, occasionally I'll step into do Lecheg 18 or something, but it's mostly about stuff on the shelf that just doesn't get a lot of information otherwise. But there's a lot of things out there that even I kind of look at and say, I don't know about that one. What the Patreon account gives me, and the kind people who are donating their money over there gives me, is a chance to take a shot at those. To say, you know, I don't know about that. It's kind of on the bubble for me, but you know, these people are giving me their money to make tries on stuff like this, so I'm gonna grab it and try it out. And at least 2 of these bottlings would not exist if not for funds provided by my Patreons, because I probably wouldn't have pulled the trigger on these. But then, of course, there's the Clairin. We'll get to this. Okay. So what we got here is a trio of white rums that have recently hit the Chicago market. By the way, look at... Okay, so this is Sonson. I reviewed this before, but it was just a tiny sample, and it was honestly just a lot for me to try to focus. So I'm going to do a re-review of it this time, now that I have a proper bottle of the stuff. And I do not regret buying a bottle of this, but like, look at the package art on this. This is great. As much as I love the other Vellier Clairins for the presentation, this might actually be my favorite. Like, the blue is great, the color is great, the art, I love it. I love it. I'm probably gonna, I usually throw away my boxes. I might keep that one. All right, moving on. So what do we got here? We got a prior to the Sonson here, we've got another Haitian rum from the Zanj series, which I'm very interested in. But we're not going to start in Haiti. We're going to start in Louisiana. This is Cheramie Rum Blanc from New Orleans. It is from the 2020 harvest. And this is distilled at the Porchjam Distillery, again, in New Orleans. 43% alcohol by volume. That was mostly what was making me hesitate on this. If it had been 45, 50%, I would have grabbed it without a second thought. But, you know, $30, 43%, it was kind of on the bubble for me. But now I've got it. Thank you, Patreons. And those of you watching this and not kicking me money, you can thank the Patreons too. Let's get into this. So it's cane juice based, all from locally grown cane in Louisiana. All right. And the nose on this is just lovely. It's very fresh. It's very fruity. Grapefruit, kiwi, lots of tropical fruit, guava, pineapple. Not a lot of green notes on it. There's a little hint of like pickle, just a little hint in there. It's just as much, so it's like a, you know, the pickles that have not been pickled for very long that are kind of still half cucumbers, that kind of pickle. And then there's also that kind of weird minerality I sometimes get, or I have gotten in the past with other Louisiana rums, particularly from Ruiz. It's almost like a kind of, like a red clay kind of thing. I don't know if it's like subliminal, like I'm just suggesting that to myself because it's from Louisiana, but yeah, it's a kind of red clay minerality sort of note. Lightly floral too. It's not a huge, deep, complex nose by any means, but it's very nice. It smells nice. Let me add this. This is this is the first Louisiana agricole cane juice based rum to hit Chicago officially, and I imagine they're making a lot of this, and I imagine a lot of the project is to just try to attract people who normally wouldn't buy this kind of thing. So playing it safe is probably part of the objective here. But it smells lovely. All right, on the palate, here we go. I mean, it feels more refined than agricole rums as I typically think of them. Not necessarily in a good way. What I mean is like, you know how Martinician rum tends to come off the still at like 70% alcohol or so. This feels like if you took that same style of rum and just kept on sending it up more plates until it was around, you know, coming off around 85, 90%. It's kind of a very similar set of flavors, just pushing more towards that kind of refined ethanol kind of category. Make sense? So if you can think of something that's kind of halfway in between a good, relatively quick fermentation, agricole style, like Damoiseau, which I had a couple of videos ago. Damoiseau Blanc, somewhere between that and like Barbancourt Blanc. Also cane juice based, but way coming off the still at a way higher strength. Somewhere halfway in between that. That's kind of what I'm getting with this. Sorry, I should probably give you some notes. Grapefruit peel, banana peel too. This is gonna sound not nice, but I mean it nice. Vodka, good vodka, like Polish vodka, Polish rye vodka. A little bit of like a vanilla creamer kind of thing. Sort of that clay, red clay minerality thing. What is that? Almost not pickle. It's like a cute Mr. Q, the soda, cucumber soda. I'm kind of getting that. It's not living up to the nose, but it's also, I mean, it's certainly not bad. It's just, let me try this again. Again, it's not going to scare anyone away who would be, you know, if you handed them a glass of BL or something, would be terrified and would never want to try cane juice from again. That's not going to scare those folks off, but I also feel like they may have gone too far in the other direction. This feels almost too refined to really fire up people's imaginations. It's like trying to sell people on peated whiskey when you're by handing them like, I don't know, something lightly peated like a Highland Park. If they really don't like peat, they're still going to hate it. But it's also not as good as you know, just giving them a glass of Ardbeg or something. Does that make sense? Do you kind of get what I'm talking about? All right, I'm sorry. I will move on to rum number 2 here. Zanj. This is from Port-au-Prince. What do I say? So far as I can tell, this is coming from the same folks who have now recently started making Providence, which is I'm going to call it an artisanal Haitian rum. I will put a link below to that review and discussion. But this, what they're saying is this is a blend of Clairin and quote unquote agricole rum from a variety of Haitian producers. Creole, colum-distilled, yada yada yada, all from cane juice, yada yada yada. And it is bottled at 43% alcohol by volume. There are also some aged versions. I might grab one of those too, depending on how this goes. So let me get to my notes here. Kind of throwing this recording session together. Please forgive me. Subdued compared to what I was expecting. Like I hear blend of Clairin and agricole. I imagine I'm going to get some weirdness on the nose. I'm going to get some aggression. I'm gonna get like pickle juice and tomato and olive. It's gonna smell like a sandwich. That's what I'm expecting, and I'm not really getting it with this. I'm getting 7-Up, so kind of lemon lime soda. Gumballs. Little hints of grassiness. A little touch of olive, touch of fennel, touch of pickle. It's real pickle this time, not the sort of, half pickled stuff. Brininess, certainly. A little bit of cane syrup in there. Just straight up cane syrup. So again, I came to this expecting, Clairin, but kind of, a little bit cleaner. This is way cleaner than I was expecting. A tangerine peel. And this is going to sound weird, but dark chocolate, like really like 90% Ugandan dark chocolate is kind of what I'm getting. It's all really subtle though. This is quite turned down. All right, on the palate, here we go. Actually, so I mentioned the Barbancourt thing with the Cheramie, right? The Barbancourt Blanc. This also kind of just tastes like a better version of Barbancourt Blanc. Lots of rocks, kind of a sandstony gravel thing. It's very minerally, which is nice. Some fruitiness. Kind of like a lemon peel, like a grapefruit candy sort of thing. Seawater, fennel, touch of olive. But beyond that, it's kind of like a lot of sort of refined ethanol sorts of notes, like alcohol, whipped cream. Those are the two things that signal industrial ethanol to me. Not bad. Not bad, but certainly not Clairin. A hair bit basic. It's sort of, both of these are reminding me a little bit of the European Charanda. Not the entire cane juice stuff, the sort of blue bottle that's kind of cheap. These remind me of that, and I don't think they're as good as that, which is worrying because both of these are about $30, and that's about $25 for a liter. I imagine what this is they're just buying stock from Barbancourt. Maybe that's where I'm getting the similarity, or someone else with similar multi-column stills, and blending it with local Clairin stock. That's kind of what this tastes like, and that would be my expectation for what it is. Again, certainly not bad, just not what I was expecting. All right, moving on though to the Sonson. Clairin Sonson, again, I have done a review of this before, but it was a tiny sample, and I had to question mark my score because I didn't feel confident in it. So we're going to go back and do this properly. Sonson, 2018 harvest from distillery Clairin Sonson Pierre Gilles in Cabaret, Haiti. Cabaret is kind of central Haiti. It's northwest of Port-au-Prince. This is, what else can I say about this? So it is all native yeast fermentation, natural fermentation, all pot distilled, and it is based in sugarcane syrup rather than cane juice. So they don't give you the cane varietals, but I imagine because it's a whole bunch of different varietals that they're blending up and boiling down to get their cane syrup. So this, there's a couple of cane syrup based Clairins out there, and they're all a little bit different from the cane juiced based ones. All right, let's 53.2% alcohol, by the way. So it's already looking better than these two at 43. On the nose. Ooh. Okay, different planet. Completely different planet from the previous two. I mean, it really just smells like cane. It smells like cane forever. Get yourself a glass of fresh cane juice sometime. Stick your nose into it. That's most of what I'm smelling. Beyond that, olives, cane syrup. It's funny. I remember, for some reason, I remember the last time I tried this. I haven't gone back and watched that review because I didn't want to influence myself, but I remember that it felt like kind of an olive bomb that got suddenly like really sweet and delicious on the palate. Here it smells more like a cane bomb. There are olives in there, but it's not dominating the texture. There's almost like an avocado thing, like a guacamole sort of thing going on. Fennel, like rocks, but it's almost like landscaping pebbles. Some flowers, sort of dried dandelions, maybe. More olives. Sweet tarts. Hint of like something fruity, like kiwi, maybe. Hint of green tomato. And, green beans. This smells like green beans. Actually, now that I have that note in my head, I cannot get away from it. Now I'm smelling nothing but green beans, and I love it. Yeah, I am now. This is bringing back memories of like just, when I was a poor kid in college, and I had to like get the can of green beans, and that was my vegetables for the day, and I would like pop the can and kind of smell the brined vegetables. I'm totally getting that. And I absolutely love it. There's fruit in here, but it's very, very savory, which I'm okay with. All right, let's see what happens on the palate. Here we go. Killer. So when I was nosing this, I was thinking to myself, does this really deserve 89 points? Because that was the score I gave it last time. And now on the palate, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, we're getting there. This tastes like candied green beans. So take the green beans from my can that College Student Me had. And not even like the branded green beans. We're talking like the grocery store brand green beans. Take those out of the can, dry them off, throw them in a pan with a whole bunch of like sugar syrup, toss them around, candy them up. That's what this tastes like. It's both very, very sweet. There's no sugar on this, right? But it presents very sweet and at the same time also really, really savory. Smarties candy, cane syrup. The green beans, I already mentioned that. Lima beans as well. Dried flowers, fennel, lemon lime, like a spoonful of sour cream happening. There's a little bit of like dairy sour happening here, which is putting me in the backwoods of Jalisco a little bit. Tons of olives, dried flowers. Did I mention the kiwi? That's in there. The minerality is just kind of a like rocky water, like minerally water or something like if you went to a farm where they had really hard water and got kind of something out of the well, something like that. And I'm really getting like this is really reminding me, coming back to this, of that that Jalisco I had from Mazante last year, which blew my socks off. And of course, that was 3 times the price of this. So this is if this is doing that, then it's a little bit of a bargain. It's kind of got that barnyardy sour thing, and I really like this. Give that some water. We'll come back to it. 2. Yes, 3, maybe 4. We shall see. I'll say, yeah, let's say 4. Ooh. Definitely barnyardy. Okay, let's go back through these, if my palate is still up for it. All right, back to the Cheramie from Louisiana. Now with a little squirt of water in it. Not even a squirt, like 3 drops on the nose. Oh, nice. There's a little bit more of that kind of muddiness, that clay quality coming out. It's mostly the same. The intense fruitiness on this is really the showstopper. And I think to the extent people are going to grab this and like it, that's why. The fruit on the nose is the selling point on this. Yeah, not a whole lot of development, but I do like the clay coming out on the palate. Again, feels mostly the same as before. The nose is just a step or 2 above the palate, and that's okay. I just wish this wasn't for. Okay, so there's a couple of directions this could go. As a kind of $30 entry level rum blanc, right? If this was closer to $20, I would say it's fine as it is. Like go and buy this. But what I would really love to see in this is for it to be a little bit less safe. Offer a similar sort of price point. Give me 45-50% ABV. Give me, have it come off the still closer to that, 70-75% rather than, whatever this is. And annoyingly, Cheramie and Porchjam have actually done this. Apparently in Louisiana, there is something called the Queen Share version of this, which is in fact bottled at 50% and is just distilled to a lower strength. And I would probably enjoy that version more. So yeah, I don't know what to do with this. I'm going to give it a reasonable score. I'm going to call this an 81 out of 100. Yeah, it feels a little bit like it's, yeah, you can kind of get people into cane juice rum, agricole style rum with this. Are they going to stick around? Like once they kind of really grow to like that style? Or are they going to kind of move on to Nason and all the rest of that stuff? I don't know, man. Like this is why I don't work in marketing. Anyways, 81 out of 100. Nice, represents his style well. I just want a little bit more. Okay, moving on to the Zanj. On the nose with water, it smells exactly the same. It's exactly the same. There's a little touch of ethanol that's kind of noticeable now. It's not bad, but it's there. On the palate, let's see. Let me try that again. So it gets more peppery on the palate, which is nice. A little bit more sweetness coming through too. Same kind of feeling here. It's representing its category well. This tastes like a cane juice based rum, It's delivering those flavors. And it's a perfectly nice, basic mixing / inexpensive sipping rum. But I feel like it's just outclassed in this for where the price is. At $30, like again, I already mentioned the Europe and Charonde. I just feel like it's a better example of what this is trying to do. So yeah, but am I going to give these two the same score? I'm going to give these two the same score. I'm going to give this also an 81 out of 100. It's a little bit more peppery and kind of weirdly more about pepper and candy and grass than it is about the fruit, as the Cheramie is. But I think it's kind of floating around that same quality level. So 81 out of 100 for the Zanj Haitian Rum as well. And let's move on. Move on to Sonson. Now with water. Oh God. It just, yeah, it smells like you just, dumped a whole bunch of cane syrup on top of your green beans. And it's heavenly. It's weird cane syrupy vegetal goodness. There's some sour cream in there now. Which was on the palate, but it wasn't really on the nose. Now it's coming through on the nose. A little bit of ting happening as well. A little ting grapefruit soda, that's there. Green beans, certainly. Olives. Really good development on the nose. It just the cane juice and the green beans just kind of pop, and I love it. All right, on the palate, here we go. Whoa. Okay, so the sweetness from before is still there. Everything that was there before is still there. But of all the things to come out, it's that kind of barnyardy sour character that kind of takes center stage with the addition of water. This is totally reminding me of that Mezante Jalisco from the Virgin family that I tried last year. And that's a good thing because I love that stuff. A little more pepper, white pepper, gentle sweetness. This is absolutely an 89 point spirit, rum, whatever. 89 points. I'm going to stick with my original score. This is damn good. And the fact that it's reminding me of a close to $200 bottle of agave distillate is in its favor because this is under $50. Clairin, man, it's like let me just tell you about Clairin, because if you watching this want to develop your palate for spirits and just put it in an aggressive training mode, the spirit's equivalent of starting strength, just go up and buy as many Clairins as you can possibly find and force yourself to taste them and to sort of find descriptions for them. That's all you got to do. Like, lock yourself in a room with a bunch of Clairins for a month or so. You will come out with a hell of a palate. These are fantastic. They're amazing values. And I'm happy to give more notice to them again. Buy Clairin. Buy Clairin. Cheramie, I'm looking forward to the Queen Share whenever it comes out. But this is nice. Zanj, I'm still not sure what I think about this. Yeah, I'm still not sure what I think. I might grab an aged version just to see. And Sonson is amazing. 89. 81 for the first two, 89 for this. Thanks for watching and cheers.